morning, guys. Here we are, Big A, Station Camp Greenway, Hendersonville, Tennessee. I'll tell you one thing, it's a hot gentleman out here today. It's beautiful, but man, is it humid. Hope you guys are having a great day. I want to talk to you about something that happened in one of our mastermind groups this week. It's a pretty serious topic, quite honestly. As a matter of fact, if you've never listened to any of my videos, I hope you're listening to this one. And I pray that more than ever, you share this with your friends more than any video I've ever done. And let me tell you why. It's about something important. It's about your children. One of the guys came to our mastermind group this week, and he made a comment that, I'm going to be honest with you, it brought a tear to my eye. And let me tell you what he said. He said his 8-year-old son came up to him this past week, and he said, "Dad, have you got a minute? I want to talk." And he said, "Sure, son, what is it?" And he said, "Dad, I thought summers were going to be fun." And his dad looked at him, and this guy was telling this with tears in his eyes. He even got choked up. He had to stop for a minute. And he said, "Buddy, what do you mean?" He said, "Well, I thought we were going to ride bikes. I thought we were going to go fishing. I thought we were going to go hiking. And we haven't done any of that." And he said, furthermore, he said, "Mom, all she does is clean the house and cook." Well, this guy lost it. I mean, he's choked up. It made me choked up. After the mastermind call, I quite honestly wanted to cry myself. It was such a tender moment for this guy. But the truth of the matter is that's going in homes everywhere. And I want you to think about you personally right now with your children. A big portion of our audience has small children. And guys, I want to tell you something. There's nothing more important than those kids. Now, don't hear me wrong. I'm not giving you a pass not to work, not to clean the house, and not do those things, because you should. I mean, we all should take care of our stuff. But the reality of it is we really need to evaluate what it is that's taking the place of that time with our children. I want to tell you, I did a lot of things wrong in my life growing up with my kids and in business, and I'm trying to teach y'all out of experience rather than just something that I read in a book. But one thing that we did try to do on a regular basis was spend time with our kids. Now, we probably didn't even spend as much time with them as we should, but we quite honestly made a concerted effort at doing that. And I want to encourage you to do the same. I want you to take a self-evaluation. I want you to look at the things that you're doing in your life, the things that you're buying. And you say, "Big A, you don't understand." Yeah, I do understand. I'm 56 years old, have a 34-year-old and a 31-year-old daughter and 5 grandchildren. I understand exactly what I'm talking about this morning. I look back and have some regrets over the way I did some things. I don't want you to have the same regrets. Let me tell you what it's going to look like going forward. I'm not a prophet nor the son of one, but let me tell you what it's going to look like going forward if you don't change some things. You're going to keep telling your kids how we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And if you don't follow through, they're going to lose trust in you. And important topics that are coming up in their teenage years, right now they're in their formative age, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And they're learning to believe to whether to trust you or not trust you. Years ago, 15, 16 years ago, I would go up to Bob Warren's place, my spiritual mentor in Hardin, Kentucky. And I would work with him on some of his buildings and helping him getting them into shape. And he had a little knuckle-headed son at the time named Benjamin. Benjamin would come up to his dad and he'd ask him a question, and Bob would stop. He would put down his tools, he'd sit down on a bench, and he'd say, "What is it, Benjamin?" Benjamin would ask him the question, and he'd go on his way. Or he'd explain to him what he was doing, or he'd show him how to do it. And this went on week after week, because I'd go up there all the time. And I pulled him aside one day, and I said, "Bob, I got to ask you a question." I said, "Every time Benjamin comes up to you, you put your tools down, you go over to the bench and you sit down and you say, 'Yes, Benjamin, what is it?'" He said, "Well, I don't understand your question." And I said, "I've never seen a dad take that kind of time with their son." And he said, "My goodness, what could be more important than my son?" And man, what an impression it made on me. I started thinking about that. He didn't say, "I'm going to take time later. I'm going to pay for this new F-150 Ford, and then I'll take time for my son," or "I'm going to buy this or buy that, and then I'm going to take time for my son." Each and every week, he would do that. Now, Benjamin's 22 years old, one of the finest young men I know. He's got the greatest manners. He's got a thriving business. He's got a great heart. He knows how to do anything. And it's because his dad took time to teach his son. Moms, what about you? You know, you spend all your time cleaning the house, making it look like nobody lives there, instead of going outside. I went over to my daughter's house yesterday. She was out in the backyard. Yeah, her backyard was a disaster with toys, with water balloons. She said, I'm taking the whole day off. We've cut off all of our electronics. I'm not doing anything on the electronics. We're going swimming. We're playing with water balloons. We're walking on this and walking on. We're doing fun stuff. We're going to jump on the trampoline. We're just going to have a good time. Kids are starving to death for that kind of time. And I want to tell you right now, evaluate what it is that you're doing. Evaluate the things that you're buying. Evaluate the debt that you're in. To do what? I mean, to get what? Is it just so that the neighbors will enjoy some of the things maybe that you're looking at, that you're doing? Is it just some of the things that you want more than you want to spend time with your kids? I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm seriously not trying to make you feel bad. I guess maybe I am a little bit, because I want you to spend time with your children. I want you to really honor the things that are the most important. That's what I want you to do today. So take an evaluation. Here's what I'd like for you to do. If you've got the courage, I'd like for you to go home maybe tonight and gather your family together and say, you know what, kids, Mom and Dad's made some crucial mistakes. We've made some errors in judgment. We've put some tangible possessions ahead of the time that we need to be investing in you guys. And we want you to help us figure it out. We're coming together as a family, and we want to figure it out as a family. And I love you guys, and I want you to have confidence in me. I want you to trust me. I want you to believe what it is that I'm teaching you. And I want to have that relationship. If you don't do that, let me tell you what it's going to look like. They're going to grow up. They're probably going to move away. You may see them on Christmas. You may see them on Thanksgiving. And you're going to have your Ford F-150 paid for. You're going to have money in the bank. And you're going to have zero relationship with those kids. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it time and time again. 40 years now, I've watched this progress. I've seen it time and time again. People come to me now and I coach them and they say, I don't know how to get my relationship back. It's because most of the time you didn't invest in the relationship now. Please, please do not let money, stuff, and things take the place of your relationship with your kids. I promise you, if you'll do the things I'm telling you to do, the dividends that this will pay long term will be immeasurable. And someday your kids will come to you and say, thank you for taking the time to invest in me. All those kids want right now is your time. That's the way you spell love, is T-I-M-E. It's not with stuff. It's not with money. All they want is your time. Well, listen, you get the picture. Come back to me later. Let me know how your family meeting goes. I hope I've encouraged you to pay attention to the most important things on earth right now. It's your children. I'm Big A, coming to you live from the Station Camp Greenway. We'll see you. Have a great day.